Hi guys, and welcome to another episode of Orga Dies at the End. We're at part 5 in Choice of Zombies by Heather Albano and Richard Jackson. I'm Mandy, your slightly soused narrator, and this is Orga. Ready, Orga?
Yes, and unfortunately sober.
Oh, poor baby. We last left off. You walk up the stairs leading onto a farmer's porch. You try the door and find that it's locked, no surprise. Do you kick the front door open? Check out the front windows, climb the second floor despite the risks, or examine the exterior for other options.
Kicking it down.
Kick down the door. I guess technically you're still knocking with your foot.
That is also an axe.
No, you don't have your axe anymore, Orga.
It's an axe foot. I put it on my foot.
You have an axe foot. I have a club foot, but this is stupid.
Axe foot is way better, because, it smells good, and it kills stuff.
Oh, God. The door vibrates a little, but remains solidly closed, because you're a loser. You won't be able to kick it in. What next? Check out the front windows, climb to the second floor despite the risks, or examine the exterior for other options.
I guess, look through the windows?
Check out the front windows, yeah.
Yeah, I'll do that one.
Okay. The windows are all closed and shuttered from the inside. The shutters look pretty sturdy. Do you break a window and try the shutters, climb the second floor despite the risks, or examine the exterior for other options?
I guess I'm going to try with the shutters and breaking the glass.
There are several flower pots on the porch. You pick up one and throw it into the window. The glass explodes, shattering the still night, echoing with piercing clarity off the water and cliffs. You push on the shutters, but they're pretty solid. You think you could probably get through if you tried, but it would be difficult and noisy. Do you want to keep at it? Break the shutters with the flower pot, climb the second floor despite the risks, or examine the exterior for other options.
I guess I'm going to just go try and climb in despite the risks.
You climb up onto the railing, using one of the roof posts for support. It creaks under your weight with a splintering sound.
God damn
it. Your outstretched hand can just barely reach the gutter from here. You ease up onto your tiptoes and hope that you can keep your balance. You grasp the edge of the gutter and gently start to hang your weight from it. The gutter flexes and your heart stops, but it holds. But as you raise your leg and swing it up onto the roof, your grip on the gutter slips. You topple backwards and land hard. You lay there for a moment, too scared to move, your body throbbing with pain. The pain makes it almost impossible to think for several minutes. You're vaguely aware of a loud splintering sound, but don't realize what it means until Brian has carried you inside through broken shutters. Slowly, the worst of the pain recedes, but it leaves you feeling stiff all over. It's definitely going to impede your effectiveness going forward, but surely that doesn't matter anymore, right? You've reached safety, haven't you? The windows offer a perfect view of the area at the bottom of the sandy slope. The moon is out, and you can plainly see several human-sized figures assembling there. You can also plainly see the movement when they stop fumbling around and start climbing the slope. And by the way they move, you know exactly what they are. You are trapped on Damari's Cove Island with all of its locals. And the locals are zombies. But this island was supposed to be zombie-free, you wail to yourself. How did this even happen? Then you think at the boat large enough to get the mainland and back. Someone must have done just that and come back infected. And now the infection has spread through the island. More figures are joining the climb. You don't know for sure that you're looking at the islanders, but you may well be. And they're coming for you. Right, well, here's the good news. Once you've gotten rid of all of them, you really will be safe here, and it's a good place to stay, boasting a good supply of non-perishable food and a medium-sized diesel generator that could probably power the place for quite a while. More good news, in one of the main rooms there's a gun cabinet with several different guns. The windows are securely shuttered. Good thing you didn't break them while getting in, and that would have provided the zombie horde an easy access point. You've got Brian and his excellent shooting on your side. He knows something about traps to catch zombies, too. You've got enough engineering ability to rig a couple of simple traps, including the supplies on the boat, maybe, before the horde gets here. And this is really the last hurdle. You've just gotta buckle down, fight off this horde, and you're safe. The bad news? You don't have all that many materials to build traps with. You wish now that you'd been able to get away in one of the larger boats, which would have given you more to work with. You made a whole hell of a lot of noise getting into the house, attracting more of the bastards, but there's no use crying over spilled milk. You've got to hurry and get ready to fight them. One last fight, and you're done. We got a little time, Brian reports, returning from peering out of the upstairs windows. We should set some traps to get a few of them before they get within shooting range. On the other hand, the zombies may advance more quickly than you think. Maybe the scent of a human outside setting traps would move their timetable up, and it would be terrible for a human to be stranded out here when they come. You hesitate, thinking about the pros and cons. What are you going to do? I decide in favor of setting traps, or I decide it's too great a risk to go out and set traps.
Set traps. Zombies never check for traps.
Never. Careful to make as little noise as possible, you ease open the front door and tiptoe into the cool, menacing night. You don't have the right angle now to see what sort of movement is occurring to the base of the hill. This is nerve-wracking, to say the least. You creep forward as far as you dare and start constructing traps. Your superb engineering skills allows you to make half-dozen good traps using some of the materials you've salvaged from the boat. Brian makes half a dozen good deadfall traps. You and Brian stand at an upstairs window looking down at the moonlit night. You hear snapping and moaning sounds coming closer. You can see a mass of shimmering, white-rotting once people lumbering up the hill. No more time for talking, Brian says, and leads the way to the roof. You stand there, shivering. Off in the distance, you hear snapping sounds and cries of zombies in pain. Well, at least your traps worked. The air has cooled off quite a bit, what with the ocean breeze and all, since the sun went down. A bright moon illuminates the front yard. You can see the wharf where you docked, your sinking boat, the steep hill, and the zombies crusting it. Quite a few of them, in fact. An entire horde. And somehow it all comes together for you. You shoot better than you ever have before, blowing off the heads of zombies as fast as they crest the hill, counting as you do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. By the time you run out of targets, you count 15 dead zombies. Beside you, Brian fires again and again and again. He's like a machine. Zombies after zombie falls. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You lose count somewhere around 10, but he has to have killed many more than that. You lower your gun. Brian lowers his, and you look at each other. Nothing seems to be moving on the ground below. You wait a long moment to be sure, and there's still no movement. "Did we do it?" you whisper. His face creases in a smile. "I think we did. Not bad, kid." Feeling drained and dazed and very relieved, you head inside. And then it's all over. You stand there in the middle of the carnage, breathing hard, trying to absorb the realization that you're safe now. Brian shakes her hand. You've done it. You've survived the end of the zombie apocalypse. Life on Damari's Cove Island proves to be pleasant enough. You need to keep constantly alert for the boats on the mainland, lest one of them have been bitten by zombie apocalypse not survivors anymore, or even full-fledged zombies, but aside from the constant vigilance, it's not a bad life. Brian spends a lot of time fishing. Your own skills, firearms, engineering, reflexes also prove quite useful in your little community. If many of your decisions are motivated by the desire to keep yourself in one piece rather than the desire to save anyone else, well, what harm in that? It got you this far, didn't it? After a while, even the boats grow fewer and farther between, and your life on the island feels safer and safer. You settle down and wait until the epidemic sends itself onto the mainland. And then, one glorious day, the helicopter arrives, with the news that the zombie plague has been medically contained and it's safe for you to return to the mainland and begin the work of rebuilding the world. You leave your temporary home, having never discovered the secret of Damari's Cove Island, but rightly proud of being one of the few who survived the zombie apocalypse. You finished the game, Orga! Oh my god, you didn't die. This is really bad for publicity. We actually... The first episode of Orga Dies at the end did not have Orga die at the end. We're a bunch of filthy liars.
No, we're not liars. We haven't ended the series yet.
But we
We're
did.
just a bunch of half-truthers, and they're gonna be like, man, they twisted their words around. It's gonna be like, yeah, but you know what? We gave you a good time, and I got a battle axe, so it doesn't matter.
I guess you got a point there. I mean, like, Orga eventually dies at the end. It just doesn't happen in the story. I guess. Oh.
Yeah. Besides, all this means now is that those people who really do want to see me die can get to watch our next series of
Lemon Simulator.
They get to watch us play Lemon Simulator, where I will apparently die very quickly.
Oh yeah, it's gonna happen. Stay tuned, everybody, and I hope to see you again soon.
I'm a lemon!
You